We have determined that it is necessary to take action. Our economy and our markets will not recover until the bulk of this housing correction is behind us. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are critical to turning the corner on housing.
And with that, the U.S. government takes control of sister companies Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, two massive public corporations at the heart of the U.S. mortgage system. Together, Fannie and Freddie own or guarantee more than half of the U.S. mortgage market. That's more than $5 trillion in loans. Here's how they work. Banks loan money to home buyers. The banks then sell those mortgages to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Banks then use the money from those sales to make new loans. Fannie and Freddie, meanwhile, bundle those loans up, attach a payment guarantee to them, and resell them as bonds.
Now, they might issue the mortgage on Monday and sell it in the secondary market to Fannie and Freddie on Tuesday, and then, Fannie and Freddie is putting it together in a mortgage-backed security, selling it a week, 2 weeks later. So they're incredibly important institutions, even though, for most of us, we're never seeing them.
The system provided a continuous supply of relatively low-interest cash, allowing banks to keep making affordable loans to home buyers. But as home prices dropped, mortgage defaults soared, making it harder for Fannie and Freddie to raise money.
The interest rate that Fannie and Freddie had to pay began to rise, and of course that gets passed on in higher mortgage rates to anyone who goes to buy a home.
So in an emergency move in July, Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson said the government stands ready to provide direct financial support to Fannie and Freddie if needed. He said he hoped it wouldn't be needed.
If you've got a squirt gun in your pocket, you may have to take it out. If you've got a bazooka and people know you've got it, you may not have to take it out.
But without an explicit guarantee from the U.S. government, the stock of both companies continued to drop. And major investors, including the central banks of Russia and China, started selling Fannie and Freddie bonds fast. That made it harder and more expensive for Fannie and Freddie to raise money. That guarantee that investors wanted is now as explicit as it can be. The U.S. government is now in the business of buying and reselling mortgages, and they hope that sends the message that Fannie and Freddie are safe. Under the best-case scenario, the cost of a 30-year mortgage could start to drop, maybe as much as 1/3 of a percentage point, and that could encourage more home sales. The bad news, taxpayers could get stuck with a $200 billion bill for the bailout. Ali Velshi, CNN, New York.